This week on Urban Outdoor Adventures, Shaun and Blake are pre-fishing for a tournament on beautiful Rice Lake. Shaun booked into a resort located on the south side of Rice Lake in Rosneath, near Harwood, Ontario. Rice Lake is only a 1 hour and 20-minute drive from Toronto, 1 hour and 35 minutes from Kingston, and a mere 20 minutes from Peterborough. Simply take the 401 highway east or west to Highway 28 north, then take Northumberland Road 9 to Lilac Valley Road, and follow the signs to Golden Beach. Numerous rental accommodations can be found nestled around the shores of Rice Lake. Shaun chose this particular resort as it offers a variety of amenities for anglers and families alike, including a convenient boat ramp and docking facilities in a sheltered marina. Accommodations are comfortable and affordable. Rice Lake is part of the Kawartha chain of lakes. Due to heavy fishing pressure from recreational and tournament anglers, fishing can be tough at times. First-time visitors should be prepared to cover water in order to find larger fish. A good marine chart is essential. Fortunately, all fishing tournaments held on Rice Lake are catch and release events, ensuring that the big bass get to fight another day. Shaun and Blake observed hook marks on several of the larger fish they caught, proving that catch and release works. Many released larger fish can become hook shy over the course of the summer. Perseverance, while presenting subtle presentations, will pay dividends. This week's target species are smallmouth and largemouth bass. Other popular sport fish species available: walleye, muskie, carp, perch, and panfish. For more information on subjects featured in today's show, log on to our website.
I got one going.
This is exciting stuff. Yeah, I got a bite here for sure. Just feel him picking it up, eh? Tap, tap. There he is. There we go. Fish on. Another little guy. We're drifting down a point here.
Fish on!
There you go, one, two. Double headers.
This is a better one.
Is it? Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to get this little guy back. We're using the graph. Very important. Trolling motor. We got some wind here. You need the net for that? Oh, nice. That's, he's probably a good... Oh, nice fish. Want me to grab him?
Yeah. That's a good fish.
Look at that. He took that right down, eh? You want to grab those pliers there?
Pliers? Yeah.
Trolling motor is just absolutely imperative today. We've got some pretty good winds here. Luckily, we're sheltered where we are right now, but we've got some pretty good wind pushing us down the lake. So the trolling motor is actually allowing us to stay on the spot here. Blake has been up here pre-fishing for his tournament, and we actually used the GPS waypoints that he had from his boat. We punched them into the GPS here, and it gets us right back to the exact spot. What we'll do here, we're not worried about ripping the tube. We'll rip the tube right off, and what Blake's going to do is just cut the hook as tight to the...
You got it out.
You got it out?
There we go.
Perfect. All right, nice fish, man.
Thanks, buddy.
There seems to be a lot of them this size in here.
Yeah,
right?
it's a great fishery up here for sure.
Let's get her back in.
But we got to get a couple more bigger. We've got a few big ones on. That's a nice fish though.
Yep. There we go. Perfect.
We're just drifting off this weed edge right now. Seeing if we can't catch one cruising. Back to that crawfish color. I had a fish hit it though. It was bang. There might be a bite here going, guys.
Oh, okay.
Fish on.
Buddy.
This
It's like a good one. It's a beast. I'm going to get the net, mate.
Get the net.
Looks like the one we've been looking for. You want me to jump on that trolling motor? Teamwork, right?
Yeah, I'm not picking this up.
You're going all quiet on me.
It's coming up. Hurry up.
So he's out there. Looks like he's well hooked.
Yeah, I think so.
We've got this extra long net here. What it allows me to do to get out there, if that fish looks like it's going to start jumping, I can scoop it way out away from the boat. Tubes, eh?
They're magic. Holy.
It's important in tournaments. You try and keep the fish down. You don't want that fish jumping with the risk of shaking the hook. That looks like a good fish.
It's a good fish.
Peel and drag on you, Blake. Peel and drag.
There he is. There he is.
Okay. Got him. We got him. Look at that. Oh, buddy. I got it. Oh, my God. That's a nice fish. Let's get that tube out of there.
Hopefully we can.
That fish is actually just swallowed that whole bait. So we'll pull the plastic right off the jig head there.
Yeah.
so then we can get to the hook. What we're going to do, right in the bend of the hook, going to cut it off, and that fish will survive and will eventually lose that hook. It'll rot away. There we go, perfect. See, that fish will go back unharmed. Let's put him in the live one. We'll get a quick picture of you with this fish.
That'd be great.
That's a nice fish. Look at that.
Salted tube.
Rice Lake, smallmouth bass on salted tubes.
Oh yeah, what a beauty.
Let's get him in the live well.
Good netting job too.
Hey, thank you, sir.
First shot.
Let's get this in there. Yeah, let's put him in there. I'm going to put the aerator on.
The fish actually hit that bait and dropped it. That's when I said, I think I had a fish there and dropped it, and that's when I let the line back out. That's a little tournament technique that we do. If the fish actually
Let a little
hits the
slack
bait,
line out.
drop the bait right back down. A lot of times it'll come back and I'll hit it. And that's what happened there.
It worked this time, mate.
Worked good. Really worked good. That's a good fish.
What we'll do is we'll set up a milk run here on the map and work these areas very methodically, very slowly. We were kind of losing faith a little bit there this morning. We knew there were fish there. We were marking them on the graph. If there are fish there and they're a bait, don't move off the spot. Keep working it. We kept going back up,
For sure.
drifting back down.
That's one of our tournament techniques. You never leave fish to go try to find more fish. They were here, and we got one. Let's see if we can't get some more.
Exactly.
It'll be all right.
All right, let's get a picture of you.
CPR. Brought to you by Nikon Digital Cameras.
Say bass, mate.
Bass, mate.
One more. Okay, smile. Whoa.
Bass.
Perfect. We got it. You've got to release fish like this. Let's get her in the water. Oh man, it's so nice to see these guys go back, I tell you. There she goes.
Thanks
Perfect.
for playing.
One thing I've noticed here, and I want to point it out, if you look behind us here, all these boats have just moved in. They saw Blake get the fish. We had one boat on that spot when we caught it. As soon as we got that in and we landed it, everybody came in. One guy came in and actually anchored right on top of us when they do move in, and if they do get onto the fish that you're catching, they're not going back. You hear them flopping around in the boat sometimes, and you know those fish are going home to the table. You've got to get those big fish back in the water. And a lesson to be learned here is, as you've seen, these guys moved right in on the spot. They're quite within their rights to fish where they are, but show a little etiquette. You know, if somebody's fishing an area and they're catching fish around them, whatever, but don't move right in on top of them.
Unfortunately, when we're doing tournaments, when we're catching fish, a lot of people, they just come up, they see you catch a couple fish, and they just drop their anchor. They'll pull right up on you. You know, fortunately, when we do the tournaments, they're all live release. And say the big fish like that, they go in, they get weighed. We're kept in a live well, and they're released for another day.
It's actually a prerequisite in the tournament, so
Yes.
you have to have a functioning live well to keep those fish alive.
Oh, definitely.
Plus you're penalised if a fish dies. I guess congratulations are in order. That was a beautiful fish, mate.
Thanks very much.
And looks like you found another spot for your tournament.
Can't wait.
Exactly. Let's get back to the fishing.
It's time now for the Angler's View, brought to you by Pure Energy Rechargeable Batteries. Blake's 4.5-pound bass came off a submerged island point. Let's dissect some of the factors involved here. Water depths on top of the submerged point were 3 feet by the island and 12 feet as the point tapered down into the main lake. The outside edge of the ridge quickly tapered down to depths anywhere between 10 and 14 feet. The inside edge displayed shallower depths of 4 to 8 feet. A prominent weed line ran the entire length of the ridge on the deeper side of the point. The weeds appeared healthier midway down the weed line. This theory was reinforced when fish appeared on the graph. The strike zone was a band of water between the edge of the weed line to depths between 10 and 12 feet. It quickly became clear that the bass were holding around the healthier fauna. Due to increasing winds, it was no longer possible to fish the structure methodically. The boys decided to drift parallel to the edge of the structure. By dragging their tubes, they were able to keep their baits close to the bottom and in the strike zone. Using the electric motor in combination with his graph, Shaun was able to perform an accurate controlled drift. Blake's fish devoured a crawfish color salted tube on a 1/4-ounce jig head. The bait was cast a short distance from the boat and allowed to sink to the bottom. Subtle twitches were incorporated to add action. If you feel a fish tapping or pick up your bait, allow the fish slack line. When you feel the weight of the fish, set the hook and hang on. Other top-producing baits on this trip were deep-diving crankbaits in hot chub and shad patterns. For more information on subjects featured in today's show, log on to our website.
So I know that when I used to fish tournaments, we always sort of would set up a milk route. I would imagine you do the same thing.
I'm very familiar with the lake, but when we do tournaments, even if you're familiar with it or it's a new lake, using these navigational charts, that's the first start to pre-fish. We look around for transitional areas. With the chart, it shows here you got deep water with some rock and some weeds right there. That's a good transition point. Same with this one here. Deep water around it. The R's marked for rock right here. That'd be a good place to start. Worrying about weather conditions with wind, certain areas for backup points, and certain areas like this where there's some shallow areas with some pads, some weeds, everything else. And we'll also look for wind, so if it's coming down, we can actually sit inside some of these areas and possibly up the river. Also, these charts, they're invaluable for safety. Right here on Rice Lake, we've got a train trestle. You've got to go through the buoy markers. There's a lot of people that have lost their lower unit out there.
I've heard that. I guess one thing we should point out is what we're doing here is we're actually fishing some backup spots for you, right?
Right.
When you're fishing these tournaments, days like today where it's rough like this, you want some spots where you can come in and possibly get largemouth. We're using a variety of baits in here in the shallower water in about anywhere from 3 to a foot of water, right?
Right.
And Blake here is using a tube with a pegged sinker above it, about 1/2 ounce, is that?
That's 1/2 ounce, and then for the real thick stuff, I was throwing 3/4.
And that'll allow you to penetrate through the lily pads or the slop, whatever it is you're fishing.
Right.
With the rat here, you want to work this slowly across the top of the lily pads and over the slop. Anytime you see holes or pockets, work it across there too. Often the fish will just come up and slam it. Other techniques you could use would be jig and pig, spinnerbaits around these outside deeper edges. But the bottom line is, come in, find some backup spots like this in case the weather's bad, in case the fishing for the smallmouth is slow.
Yeah, if they're not on, you need something else to fish for. So.
Exactly, and largemouth can be a good backup fish for a tournament.
Good fish?
Oh, it feels like a good, oh, it's a big one. It looks like a walleye actually.
Does it?
Yeah, it came up quickly there. Just slammed that.
Oh, it's a big walleye.
Hey, listen, I'll tell you what. We're not in the tournament right now, so right now they're all good fish to me. That's a nice fish.
Wow.
Broad daylight. You gotta love those crankbaits, eh, Blake?
Oh, unbelievable.
Look at that.
We're looking for bass, but that's a heck of a fish,
That's
buddy.
a nice.
Oh, it just popped out.
Just popped out. That's let me grab the fish while you got the net out. That is a beautiful Rice Lake walleye. I mean, that's a good sized fish up here, right?
Oh my
Look
God.
at that guy. Beautiful.
Nice fish.
That's pretty good for a Rice Lake walleye.
Broad daylight.
Broad daylight, bright sunshine. All right, let's get her back. There he goes.
Nice one.
Perfect.
What'd you get him on? Sweet.
My secret little crankbait, man. I tell you, this thing's been dynamite. I actually lost a big smallmouth on it earlier.
I mean, we've got 2 good smallmouth off the spot, and now it just shows you that there's good walleye using the area too. So, I mean, you can catch anything.
Good thing to point out to the viewers actually is that walleye and smallmouth will relate to the same structure.
Oh,
so.
definitely, definitely.
Oh yeah.
Nice fish.
Beautiful. Another crankbait fish. Oh, you want to grab that net? I don't want this guy getting off there, Blake. This drop off here is just incredible, eh? We got weed, rock, and
oh wow.
okay, there he goes. He got him.
Nice.
Good netting job, buddy. Oh, look at that. Crankbait fish in the middle of the day. You can't beat it. Look at that. This fish has been caught before too.
Yeah, right there on the lip.
I'm going to do a little operation here.
Oh, they're sharp hooks.
Yeah. He wasn't going anywhere, was he?
No, sir.
Look at that. Let me go. Look at that. So I guess we know where you're fishing in the tournament, right? We better keep this a little bit secret here.
Yeah, it's basically it's time to go. We've got 3 or 4 good smallmouth spots going right now, so it's time to move off this one and leave some for me for the tournament.
Exactly. We're going to head off and try some other spots for Blake here, and get out here, Rice Lake. Well, Blake, thanks for coming on the show, mate. It's been a lot of fun. I tell you what, I've learned a lot. We're going to move off this spot now and give you a chance in the tournament. Get up here to Rice Lake. Try some of these big smallmouth bass on crankbaits, tubes. I'm Shaun Rickard. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week for yet another urban outdoor adventure.
Urban Outdoor Adventures, sponsored by Lakeport. Great beer, fair prices. Nikon Canada. Simply better pictures. Pure energy. the #1 rechargeable battery in Canada.
Oh, it's another rockfish. Jesus. It wasn't moving. That's so weird.
That's
And
2 rockfish for you today.